Welcome,
I
everyone.
can't believe you punched that kid, Hash.
Okay, okay.
What? Oh, sorry. I didn't know we started.
Welcome, everyone, to our Faking It podcast. Today's host is Seven Thugs himself, so I'm gonna stay quiet. He's gonna take over everything. He's in control. He's the leader today.
Okay. Yo. What up? It's Seven Thugs. It's Seven Thugs. Yeah. It's the guy that streams once a month. That's me.
Exclusive as fuck.
And guess
Yeah,
what?
yesterday was your only time,
Actually,
right? Yesterday was your only
Actually, once a
time.
month, and I'm on this podcast. Okay, to all of you guys hating, I'm on the podcast and you're not. So shut up.
He makes a fair point.
Okay, but today, how are you guys today? Last time we talked was like a week and a half ago, right? Last time
Last time we talked was literally, not even a week and a half ago. Maybe like
last week
yesterday.
Tuesday. Oh,
last Tuesday.
Podcast last
We even
week
talked
Tuesday.
yesterday, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Podcast was
true,
last
true.
Tuesday, yeah.
I feel good.
That was fun.
I feel good.
I feel good as well, yeah.
I feel
feel-
quite
before
relaxed.
Before we move on, Blowfish, there's something in your background.
Oh,
Ah.
you're talking
What
about
was that?
this.
Oh, okay.
So I got anonymous tip from Discord to be like, hey, you could change your background on Discord now to like anything you want, and I'm like, okay, cool. So that anonymous tip suggested that, hey, you're friends with like that Hash Champ guy, right? The guy with like 1K follows and the loudmouth on Twitch.tv. I'm like, yeah, why don't you use this? Like it'll be really funny. So this anonymous tip sent me this photo of Hash with this
Yeah,
young lady.
Yeah.
With this
Yeah.
young lady. I don't know how old this photo is, but Hash looks.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was
Hash
15
Hash
or
looks
16.
fucking adorable in my opinion.
15 or
That's
16.
you're 15, 16 here.
Hash
Yeah.
looks
Oh,
like Big
shit.
Chungus.
Who's that? Fuck is that? Is that a compliment or a roast? Probably a
Oh,
roast.
no,
Compliment.
Such a Big Chungus. How do you not know?
Search a big chungus Hash.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Hash looks like Big Chungus.
But yeah,
Live in the
it's all about me though in that picture. Like I only see one person in that picture. I don't know about you, but I see just
Hey,
this really
I feel like I'm
sexy
kind of like
tall guy.
third wheeling. I feel like I'm third wheeling. Am I, Chad?
Third-wheeling.
Like,
Okay.
like, look at this. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, just a little bit. But okay, so let's
now I'm
move
with
on, guys.
Hash.
Let's move on.
Now I'm with
Now that
Hash.
we've done our introduction, said our highs and hellos, whatnots, let's get on to the first topic. The first
Sure.
topic, this podcast is going to be more related to relationships as a whole. So that's I'm just going to let you guys know about this. The first topic is, what are your opinions? Because there's a saying that in a relationship, opposites attract, right? And this doesn't just have to be about relationship. This could be with like friendship and stuff like that. I mean, I remember a couple of my friends talking about this before, but I'm very curious about it. What are your opinions about opposites attracting?
Okay.
Hash, do you want to go first?
I think since
let
Blowfish
Hash
has been with 25 people in his life history.
Only 25? Are you
Only
sure?
25.
Are you forgetting the other 30?
Yeah,
50
come on, man.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You already know how old I am. I've been here since the olden times, bro.
Undisclosed 30 other
Oh, yeah.
people?
Blowfish
Yeah,
has Blowfish has the most experience here. So okay, Blowfish, you tell me how if you agree with my opinion or not. Okay, so opinions on if opposites attract. I think it's different with friends and relationships. But let me explain myself. So the way I see a relationship, right, is like a quota, a target. Literally like a fucking, in my mind it's like a checklist. That's it. That's the way to word it. And like there is 10, 100, thousands of different things. So like similar
This
food.
placement has changed you, dude.
Yeah, I'm so
You see
corporate now.
relationship.
Yeah, I'm so corporate now.
You're so corporate now,
Yeah.
dude. Everything's about
Damn,
quotas
bro.
and targets and this and that.
Hash
Like, are you
corporate
okay?
language. Yeah,
Are
It is
you
what
okay,
it is,
dude?
man. It is what it is.
I feel like your intelligence went up, but anyway.
Can't go up from 2000, but yeah, crazy. But like a checklist, yeah, and like on this checklist is loads of
It's a
things
checklist.
like similar food taste, movie taste, how they are with your parents, how they are with your siblings. So many things, any fucking thing you can think of, how they are when you argue, how they are when you say something mean, all that shit, right? And you gotta get with the person who hits the most checklists. You
Most
can't.
checklist.
Yes, the most tick boxes. Sorry, you won't be with someone who's 100%. That shit ain't possible. Grow up. It's like literally grow up.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But you want to find the 80-90%. You know what I mean? You want to find the 80-90%. And I believe opposites are a bit fun in relationships. No, being too like have similar morals. Yeah, but like in the end, like Bonham and I, we're not similar in any way. She's a lot more like cautious and kind in the way she speaks to people. words things in such a way that she can't hurt a butterfly. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm just such a warrior. You know, blunt and shit. It's just the way I was raised. But yeah, we're different in that sense. We take different approaches, but we like, you know, stuff like being honest and all that crap. But friendships, I think friendships you have to be similar. Swear to God.
Friendships, you have to be similar. Okay,
I think
okay.
friendships you have to be. I think the best friendships are when you are bang on the same. It fucking hilarious. And I mean, like, the checklist is different here. The checklist is how many similarities you got. You know what I mean? Like, you into One Piece, I like you. You into this, I like you. What are you like as a? Because you're not. I'm not dating you. You're me, but fun. You know, I want to hang out. You know what I mean? In a fun way. You're the fun I want. So friends, I think similarities matter, but relationships, I think being too similar is dead. Like, it's a bit boring in my opinion.
What about
Yeah,
you?
fair.
What about you, Blowfish?
Honestly speaking, Hash actually put the nail like right into the coffin on that one in like the best way possible. I was like, yeah,
That's true.
I
did.
If you're gonna date someone, from my experience, it's good to have a bunch of similarities, but not, you know, again, 80-90% as Hash would say. Like, I do agree with that one, because that 20% or that 10% will keep things interesting in a relationship, right? So, you know, say if you were to date someone who's like 100% similar, which is impossible from all the 50 people I've dated, you know,
A bit
like,
more, but yeah, sure.
yeah, a
You're
bit more.
You're
you know.
downplaying it.
That's
but you're
like
humble
you know, like
that.
you know, just you know,
okay.
that's a bit of a slight under exaggeration, but
Yeah.
Still keeping his options open.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Humble guy.
But yeah, so so yeah, like that 10 and 20% will keep things interesting in a relationship, because like, yeah, you'll have similar morals, but like there'll definitely be times when you date someone, I'm sure Hash, you know this as well, where you're gonna disagree with them. It's unavoidable, and people have to like actually like face that fact, and like you're not gonna agree on everything with your partner, because otherwise, if you agree with everything they do and vice versa, you know, it's not that interesting. You have to keep things interesting that way, right? Like, it's okay to get, you know, into like civil arguments, I would say. Say like, you know, if you hold a certain ideal towards something and your partner holds the opposite, you know, in that sense, like, you guys can talk about why you hold those ideals, come to an understanding, hopefully. Or, you know, the opposite could happen in a sense that like it gets heated, and you know there's discord in the fucking relationship, right? And,
Yeah.
it happens. It sucks that it happens, but like, it's also up to the people. Okay, to the people in the relationship. Okay, like, how do we come to an understanding at the end of the day if they want this to work, right? Sure, there's a difference there, but you know, unavoidable. You're still human at the end of the day. I do agree with the friends thing, because I do have like friends who are kind of opposite towards me. Like, they don't like anime, they don't like anime, they don't like video games. You know,
That's
I still
dead.
hang with those guys.
Dead.
I know, right? It's it's like the conversations I have with them. So you're just like, yeah, Blowfish, how you doing? I was like, oh, I'm good, man.
Yeah.
You know, how you doing? Like, you know, and we're kind of just default drinking buddies in that sense. Like, yeah, it's all good. You know, you just take a sip of beer. You know, it's like,
Right.
oh, what you been up to and that kind of stuff. You know, we talk about in a sense like in society sense like the adult sort of thing, where it's like, oh, how's your job going, and how's the girlfriend, how's the boyfriend, that kind of thing, right? You know, like, I don't know. And then like, you know, there's me, like, I don't mind talking about that kind of stuff, but like, you know, it's like, yo, I want to have friends who are like, yo, did you play this game, or did you watch the most recent One Piece episode, and
Oh,
do this
I
or
love
that,
it. That is the
and all
best.
that, right? You know,
Best.
and then you guys go
conversation.
off, right? You guys go off together. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes Hash and I'm like, yeah, I personally love Kaido. These guys don't, and I'm like, that's where it gets interesting. Blowfish, why do you like Kaido? And, you know, like,
Yeah.
we know that at the end of the day, it's from a good place, and you know, we all three of us genuinely enjoy One Piece, right? So, yeah, for friendships, like, I would say closer to like 95% more than just 80-90, right?
Yes.
Because then, even if you're similar to someone, you still gotta kind of keep things interesting, right? I've also definitely like disagreed with friends who are very similar with me. Like, for example, like, you know, I don't know, like, I played a game called like Fire Emblem 3. I was like, oh, what's your favorite house? You know what I mean? You know, I disagree with them. It's like, they picked the evil house. I was like, oh, why, right? And then, you know, I love getting into those conversations with those guys and girls, right? And yeah, so all I'm gonna say is, summing it up, Hash, I pretty much agree with you, but you know, at the end of the day, you're not gonna find someone 100% similar.
But you know, I forgot to mention, in a friendship, right? Okay, similar, but I think your core has to be different. Let me explain what I mean by the core.
What?
The
Okay, yeah.
core
go
has to
on.
be different. So, personally, I don't get on with people who are controlling and want stuff their way. And I
Agreed.
think two people of that nature, I'm not saying it's bad intention. Some people are, I'm saying good controlling, good Do you know what I mean? I don't personally get on with that because, in general, I enjoy doing stuff. Not like, oh, I'm always right my way or no way. No, not like that. But I like to, I like to have freedom, do what I want. But if I was with someone who's a bit like wants to not take lead, but like, look, you listen to me sort of vibe, it won't work. But the thing is, sometimes I like to take lead. Sometimes I like to take lead. Like, in a good way, I like to take lead. Like, I feel like, okay, whenever I do a reunion with, like, my school people, I'm always the one to make the group chat and stuff. But there's two reasons for that. One, because I like the organization bit. It's kind of fun. And two, because I want to see everyone. I want to meet everyone there. I'm clingy. I like to see everyone's face, and I'm pushy. I'll be like, yo, please try your best to come and shit. Like, it'll be nice to see all of you.
Trust me, guys, we know.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep going, Ash. Sorry.
Yeah, everyone come and shit. So, but I know it's weird. I know I'm like that, but I don't like that at the same time in someone else. I don't know if I've explained that well. I know sometimes I can be quite annoying in that sense, but I know whoever's like that has good intention, but it annoys me sometimes, and some people take it. I don't know if I've explained myself well, or if do I make sense?
No, you make sense, Hash, because to me how I see that, Hash, is like, you yourself are self-aware enough to be like, okay, this quality that I have here, this organization, this clingy thing, it can be seen as a negative quality, right? And you're like, okay, this is kind of a negative quality of myself, so I kind of want to keep that for myself, but I don't think I could put up with someone with that quality, because in a sense, Hash, you're putting yourself in someone else's shoes and be like, oh, would I like that in someone? Probably fucking not, right?
Yeah, like, because I know in general I like to, like, be there for my friends, and I like I will take, tell me about your problems, I speak about it and shit. I like to take, not lead, but I like to be important sort of thing by asking people how they're feeling, how you doing, all that stuff. But I know that I know I would not get on with myself. Hand on heart, if I met someone like me, I wouldn't like them. Swear, how weird is that, right? I would fucking hate myself.
I agree though. Like, if you remember before, I told you that I didn't personally like you when we first met, because I felt like
that's true. When we first met in college, Sid didn't like me.
Well, like, I feel like we were very similar. Like you said, you don't like someone who's overly controlling, and that's kind of like, I'm someone who's overly controlling. Okay, not overly controlling. I like to be in control at all times, even when I'm like intoxicated or anything. I still do it to the point where I know what I'm doing. I know where to go. I know, like, I can think straight. I'm never gonna go past that limit, right? Because I'm someone who wants to have control over myself. When I first met you, I kind of did understand that you were very controlling. I mean, like, we had mutual friends, and like, the mutual friends used to tell me, like, oh yeah, Hash is making us do this, Hash making us do that, which is not always a bad thing. Like you said, you're the one who makes plans, you're the one who makes group chats and stuff like that. You're trying to set it up in a good way, but at the same time, it's still controlling nonetheless. So I used to hear that, and I used to like, oh damn, Hash is so controlling. And then Hash is like, pretty similar to me. Oh, like, this kind of annoying. I kind of don't like him, even though we had so many mutual friends and such, right? I understand, like, the core values has to be the same, but at the same time, I mean, I'm very much still kind of as controlling. I mean, okay, I'm less controlling than I was before, but I just like to be in control now, right? And I feel like what's happening in our dynamic between you and me is I've just kind of let you take the role itself. Like, I won't argue back with you and stuff like that over who gets to keep the control and such. Like, I mean, you, like, when we talk off stream, when we talk about like scenarios where we're trying to help each other, like, normally you're the person calling me, you're the person trying to set up everything with me, and that's not because I don't want to do it. It's just because I just feel like, like, we talk when you want to talk, and I'm fine with that. Like, it's I'm giving you all the control in that sense. I mean, if there's something very important that I need to talk to you about, I'll take the control at that moment in time. So I understand. I agree with your core values and stuff.
Oh, I was gonna say, guys, if I could interject, like, I love how, like, both of you just just admitted, like, yeah, I like being in control. I like taking leadership positions. That's cool. Don't get me wrong, right?
Who doesn't,
from
dude? What?
I'll be honest, guys. If I'm gonna be honest with me, it's like I was like, one, because it's a lot of responsibility. That's why, right? I'm kidding.
Okay,
Like
that's
I
understandable.
like a lot. I like responsibility, but not like, and like I feel like for the if you're gonna be a leader, like there's a lot more weight on your shoulders. You know what I mean? So growing up, I was surrounded with people who, loved to be taking that leadership position. A back smasher, my older brother being that example. Like that guy
Wait,
still does this to
could
this
I say
day.
something? Could I say
Yeah,
something?
what's up?
I feel like that might be because you're the youngest in the family, no?
Well, that's probably why, right?
You are
So
the baby.
Yeah,
I am
yeah,
the baby.
you
Yeah.
are
So
the baby. I mean, I'm an only child. Hash is part of the younger,
I'm the
but he's
second
not the
youngest.
youngest.
I've got
you're
four
the second
siblings older than
youngest.
me.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
So then yeah, that's the
yeah,
thing. Because
but then I
I'm the
feel like
youngest.
yeah,
Oh, sorry,
yeah.
Sid, you wanted to finish or?
I was gonna say, but I feel like with what Hash has told me, with like his eldest brother and his like dad and stuff like that, it's like he's found a lot of inspiration to be that kind of like leader figure kind of thing. I mean, with me, I was a duty manager at my workplace at the age of 18.
Shit.
I was
Nice.
not qualified, but just because I knew how to talk to people and I also knew that this job needs to get done at this time, and I was good at remembering that and basically controlling people, right? Because
Yeah.
that's essentially what managers do. They manage people.
They have
They,
to, yeah.
without being qualified and without actually getting proper training, they made me a duty manager at the age of 18. They left the store in my hands, a store that makes about 10 to 15,000 pounds a day. They left it in an 18-year-old's hands. They just left
10
it
to
for
15
me.
What, 10 to 15 pounds is like what, 30 Canadian maybe? Holy shit.
10 to 15,000 pounds a day.
15,000.
That's
I
not.
was like, oh.
Yeah, that's not all profits. That's not
Oh
all
shit.
profits
Okay.
though. But that's just like how much money we'd make.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I was gonna say, yeah, I do agree with that because I was the youngest. But funny enough, right? So every time there's like any sort of like leadership duty responsibility. Funny enough, when someone who actually worked after me in my current job got manager position, I also taught her a lot of things, right? So to me, I'm very, very happy with just being like the second in command kind of type, you know what I mean? And I don't mind that because I'm like, I have enough responsibility, but not to the point where there's like a lot of pressure. But say if the leader is out for some sort of reason, like I'm willing to step up. I'm willing to be that guy.
Right.
To be like, okay, I don't mind being the guy to step up, right? But the thing is, I also know how to be a leader, if that makes sense, guys. Mainly because I've had folks like Back Smasher, my mom, and our other eldest brother to sort of like do that for us, right? My dad's sort of the same way in that sense because I'm like much more like my dad than my mom. So having those three as like my primary models of like this is how to be a leader, as well as you two, for example, like Hash and Sid. Like I'm not gonna lie, like you guys, yeah, like you guys, I can kind of see like kind of use as like models to be like how to be a leader in like a content creation sort of sense, right? So if say for some reason if we get like another member up in here and like Hash or you is like down for the count, like sure I'll take leadership, be like okay, like I'll take on responsibility for this, and until Hash or Sid gets back to it, right? So I don't know. I like being the second command type. There's something cool about that, right?
Can I
like,
just
there's
say-
there's responsibility, but not like
Yeah.
an overwhelming amount.
I
Zora's
agree
better
with
than Luffy.
yeah, I agree with Blowfish when he said that sometimes you can take on too much pressure or weight on your shoulders, whatever. And in the recent years, I actually don't like this. Do you know what I mean? Like
What, being like the controller?
yeah, I hate it. I agree with Blowfish. I think the better one is to be this like not second or third or whatever, but just let it be. Because I've always tried to be there for people and listen to what they got to say and help them with their problems and shit. Don't get me wrong, I love it. It's nice and all that crap. But like, in the end, you end up, and I didn't know this up until like 6 months ago. You start to burden yourself with other people's stuff without knowing, and because you're constantly hearing other people's stuff and not really expressing yourself, you unknowingly like put too much on your plate, and
Yep.
it's hard to
It's tough.
balance it. So I in the recent times have been more so because when I started working full time, I've actually had less time to do shit, but I try my best to not get involved. Like, honest to God, I kid you not, right? I don't know how many friends all of you have. I probably have less than 10. Swear to God. And that's me like overestimating it. If I go Sid and there's other guys I've got, there's about 5, 6 of them, about 7 I can think like top of my head. You know what I mean? Who I know in real life. But I like it that way. It's less
stress.
shit to focus on. Let me do my stuff and focus on people I actually think are important to me. You know what I mean? And then fuck the others. Do your own shit.
That's the thing, right? Like even as I grow older, like you'll come to realize like your friend circle is going to be so much smaller, and that's okay. Like that's okay to have that. That's 100% okay, right? As I see most comments like having one friend makes life, it really does, honestly speaking.
No, but then
right?
it makes it fun until your friend's just busy, so you can't even hang around with anyone. You just fucking.
That one is too
very
little.
true.
One is too little because you get one
One
person's
is too
perspective.
little, yeah.
It is
One person's perspective. I've learned so much from the people who I value close to me. It's insane. I am a product of people's opinions. And I mean that. I am a product of everyone's opinions because I deep it. I sit there. Sid could say something to me. I might be defensive in the moment. I might be accepting in the moment. I don't know. But I promise you, the day after, I'll think about it. But he said it for a reason. What's the reason behind it? And I'll spend time and try and actually, let's just say it was a criticism, try and improve on that criticism. So, if I didn't have Sid in my life, I would never know that about myself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why I believe having one friend is too little. And that's me being completely blunt. Not saying it's wrong, but personally for myself, I would need to have more than one. Just so I can have more opinions, you know? Like, more people tell me you're wrong, you're right, all that crap.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I also just like being the guy who can be relied on, you know what I mean? I don't mind being the reliable dude. It's kind of nice having that title, right? That's why another reason that's why I like second in command-ish sort of positions, right? So yeah. Move on to the next
that's
one.
understood. I realize I haven't actually answered about my opinion about opposites attracting and stuff like that,
My
right?
bad, bro. Go ahead.
For me, I've been in a situation where I've been talking to girls that are like very similar to me. I literally can remember it. There was I remember there was a girl who literally liked everything I liked. Everything, right? She was born in Hong Kong as well. She was Nepali. She liked the same type of music, same type of art and stuff, same type of sporting and stuff like that. Same type of movies. Talked about everything, right? The jokes were, like we had the similar type of humor. I got bored of it so quickly. I couldn't keep it up because it's just I'd be like, yo, have you heard of this? Because one thing I really love doing is I love sharing music with just people in general, especially with someone that I'm like romantically interested in, right? So I was like, have you heard of this artist? Let's say I don't know, Michael Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Let's say Michael Jackson was small time. No one knew
Yeah.
about Michael Jackson, but I really like Michael Jackson. I'd be like, have you heard of Michael Jackson? And then they'd be like, yeah, I love Michael Jackson. I'd be like, oh, okay. I've kind of lost this thing that made me a little bit different to like other people. I've kind of lost it because now it makes me feel a little bit inferior maybe, but also kind of like less unique in a sense. Do you get what I'm saying?
Because the person had that similarity with you.
Person had the similarity and it felt like we were way too similar, and it just kind of quickly got boring. I just kind of didn't want to talk to them because I wanted it, like I don't know, it's too much similarities is a bit too much. Like you get bored of it, but at the same time I can see like why opposites attract, because if you're the complete opposites, then like what are you gonna have fun with? If I want to go on long walks and then just talk about life, and you just want to enjoy life and not give a fuck, how are we gonna actually enjoy it together? Like, what are we gonna do? Someone needs to compromise, and too much compromising can actually be bad in a relationship, because that's what I felt like in my old one, right? Like too much compromising to the point where you're losing yourself. How much is? But then there's also the question: how much is too much? How do you know the limit for it? This and that, not being able to be yourself, kind of thing. And
You're
a
so
lot of
right.
things plays
You're
into
actually
it.
so right. Literally, I've only ever been in 2 relationships, right? The current one and the one in the past. And the one in the past, everything.
The one in the
Sid
past
just
is
said,
behind Blowfish.
Yeah, whatever. Dickheads. everything Sid just said is exactly how I felt. I felt like, I'm not saying I was right in this or like there was no negatives on me. There were, but I'm saying the positives of me were that I did feel like I've changed myself a lot now. Like it got to a point where, and the thing is, I didn't realize until I got dumped, right? Straight up, I got dumped. And then like months after, I was like, you know what? I really wasn't me. A lot. Like 80% of me was different. I was, don't get me wrong, we were different in the sense that I love going out with big crowds. They don't. So I convinced myself that I don't, which isn't me. You know what I mean? I like talking to loads of people, but I convinced myself I don't. And it really made me think after. I was like, yo, shit, Hash, you're stupid. Like, what were you doing, bro? Like, what the fuck were you doing? You really are so head over heels that you couldn't even think straight. And thank God, biggest blessing was me getting dumped like a bitch. Straight up. Swear to God, biggest blessing ever. I will never deny it. Like, best thing ever. Because that helped me really improve and understand myself better. Sid killed it. His answer was perfect for me.
Yeah,
Thank you
that's the
very
thing.
much.
Be yourself, right? Be yourself, right? Too much compromise again could be a bad thing. Sid's right,
Yeah.
like 100%.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
I think that was another thing that sort of messed me up in some of my relationships. Is like I feel like I compromised too much, and I'm like, ah, shit, right? But looking back at it, at least I know now, right?
Okay. But Mo's actually asked a question which I quite
Sure.
like. Do you guys think that long distance relationships work? And if not, why? Blowfish, you can answer this one. Let's
Oh
let's
yeah,
keep it a bit short.
yeah, I got you.
So yeah. So go
Um,
ahead.
I'm just gonna say no, just because yeah, as much as I like being independent, like you guys still got to see each other at least once to twice a week, right? Like
Yeah, 100%.
it is hard just doing it
Do
over
you
text
think you
or
need once or
video.
twice a week?
Me, I need at least once or twice a week.
Well, you need
That,
at least once or twice a week. Okay.
I
yeah,
need like
like that's
5 times a
fine.
week. Straight up, I'm clingy.
Yeah.
But like, what the fuck do you even do? They Skype each other. Shut up, man. Grow up. What do you do when you're mad at each other? Like, turn off your internet. Oh, I can't, man. It's stupid. I can't.
So stupid.
Especially
Yeah, I
when
hate
they're
it.
What do you
I
young.
mean?
hate it.
If you're mad at each other, you just
What?
solve it
Turn
like
your Wi-Fi
adults.
off. Nah,
You
bro.
just solve it like adults.
When you're mad at each other in a long distance relationship, you just turn your Wi-Fi off and that's it. Done. I can't, man.
So
What the
sorry, I'm
fuck
cutting
is
out.
this?
Just
Yeah, but oh yeah, but you know what?
Ah,
I just don't
I
get
can't
why.
hear you.
Especially when like they're young and they're not even financially able to ever meet. I'm like, grow up, man. Like, ugh. Find someone in your proximity, bruv. Why are you hunting across the world? Like, if you're a millionaire,
Yeah.
do what you gotta do. You can afford to go to each other. Do what you gotta do. But until you're
Honestly
not,
speaking, yeah.
stay your ass at home.
Okay. How far is also long distance for you guys?
More than an hour, long distance.
Drive. More than an
Yes.
hour drive.
Yes.
Okay.
If you're not within the same like sort of city, yeah. Because I
you,
dated a
Blowfish.
girl in another part of Canada and it didn't work out.
Thank you, Blowfish.
Okay.
For...
Okay. For me, it depends on the person, right? I feel like long distance could work, but you also have to incorporate different sacrifices. You have to be ready for it. If you guys are gonna go into a long distance relationship as if it's just as a normal relationship, I don't think it's gonna last. There's so many sacrifices you have to take, like being able to meet and stuff like that, giving up each other's times, because of course you can just FaceTime, you can just do whatever, right? Like, you know, that's what long distance relationship, whatever. But then say if they were in like an entirely different country, the amount of money and like the amount of time it takes to fly there, book a hotel, blah blah blah. There's a lot more sacrifices. There's also a next level of trust that you have to give, because if I'm over here down south of the UK and you're all the way up north, right? How am I gonna like know if you are like, you know, potentially cheating on me? If you're talking to someone else, I need to have that level of trust with you, right? That's another kind of like sacrifice that I feel like it gets heightened if you're in a long distance relationship, because you're gonna need to do that regardless in a relationship, but it's the level that you have to do it at is heightened. That's what I
Yeah,
feel like. You have to get into it.
yeah,
You have to really be prepared for it as well.
yeah. I guess, and obviously they do work. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, fuck that shit. Ain't worth it. Like, come on, man. Like, you're too far away. Grow up.
Yeah.
Like, it's just in my mind.
Imagine,
What?
you know what would be really stupid, Hash?
What?
if someone from like south of south of the UK was like in a relationship with someone in Atlanta, Georgia, that's fucking
Yeah,
crazy, right?
yeah. I just don't get it. I'm sorry, man. I never get it. I support what you got to do, but long distance, like, grow up, man.
Hmm.
Find someone next to you.
Yeah,
Okay,
actually.
okay, that was a really good question. Thank you for that, Mo. So, but now we're gonna go into the second topic, which is relationship coasting. Do you guys agree with it? And to anyone that doesn't know what relationship coasting is, it's kind of like basically falling out of love a little bit, right? Falling out of love, trying a little bit less, not feeling the same a little bit. Do you guys believe in relationship coasting? Blowfish, do you want to take it
Sure.
first? Because
Yeah, I could do
Hash
that.
answered first last time.
Yeah, no, I feel like relationship coasting is definitely a thing because, well, speaking of a dude from a dude's perspective, you know, society tells us like you gotta go and get the girl, you gotta ask them out, you gotta
Yeah,
do
you
this,
gotta
you gotta do that,
chase.
you gotta chase, you know, like that kind of
You
bullshit,
know,
right?
like
Mm.
different
But like,
animals.
you know, the moment that, you know, someone gets with when people get with each other in a relationship, you know, the chase is over, right? And then they think that they're like, okay, you know, now that I've got the chase like down, I can relax because they start feeling more secure in themselves. And then, you know, they don't put in the effort that they did in the beginning, like a year ago in the relationship or 2 years ago and all that stuff, because they're like, well, they're still gonna be here either way. I do believe it's a thing. There is a way around it. I do also believe in that in the sense that, like, hey, if you want that same person that, you know, you're with for 5 years down the line to still love you like they did when they first met you,
Mm-hmm.
you still have to keep up, as I would like to say, never turn off performance mode, or like rarely turn off performance mode, in the sense that, like, you gotta put in the effort that you did when you first met them. That way you'll remind them every day is like, this is why they love you. You know what I mean? And vice versa. So that's my take on it. What about you, Hash?
I think, all right, I'm gonna speak from the stereotypical heterosexual relationship, right, and from patterns I've seen from other people's relationships and all that shit, right.
Sure. Yeah.
I've heard by many male and female couples in the future, so that from the dude is now not pursuing me anymore, you know, he's not doing what he used to do as he was in the first month, and now it's been 2 years, but he's not the same. They change, men change, and all that crap, right? I want to explain. Maybe they are right. Maybe that dude has become a bit more of a dickhead, right, and lazy or whatever. But I also believe that there's certain things those females stereotypically don't see. I'll give an example. So, like, I believe dudes are easy. Let me explain why. Right, dudes are easy. There is a few things you could do for a dude, and they're head over heels. For me personally, right? Like,
Okay.
Yeah. I
um,
agree with that.
I know that if I'm,
Shave your back.
yeah, 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 but like it's like,
Motherfucker.
yeah, there's a few things you could do and that dude, but I think sometimes a female can believe that the dudes become less into me and all that crap, but they're doing the wrong shit. Like, I spoke to a couple once, and the girl was like, "Yeah, I dress up for the dude when we go on dates and shit." And the dude genuinely was like, "I don't care about that." He was, "I don't give a fuck what you look like. If you're wearing fake eyelashes or wearing the best dress on this earth," he was like, "that means nothing to me." Instead, what I'm more into, I kid you not, this is the truth. What he said to me was, "I'm more into if you paint your nails," because he has a hand fetish. So he was like, genuinely, there are
Oh,
For
times,
Yoshikage Kira.
yeah. But he's like, genuinely, I'm more in like a better mood. I'm more like willing to do shit when I see your hands look good.
yeah.
Yes, that's very, yeah, oh, you're an asshole and all that shit. Yeah, fuck off. Like, it's realistic. But like, that matters more. And I think sometimes, in general, from patterns I've seen, sometimes females forget to notice that and think they're doing, they are doing a lot by putting hours of makeup, and like if they're wearing eyelashes, and that takes time. I'm not taking credit away from that, but it's not always the right approach. You got to tailor it. Do you know what I mean? And really, like, it's a mind game. Everything's a fucking mind game. You gotta essentially wrap him around the finger. And I think there's better ways to do it. And so relationship
Okay, Ollie
coasting,
Murs.
Ollie Murs? Wait, what? Is that a song by him?
You got me wrapped up.
Okay.
around your
I've never
finger.
heard that one. Probably shit song. But
What?
swear to God, swear to God, swear to God. But like, yeah, I think relationship coasting, I think
Oh my
it's
God.
always gonna go down and shit. Like you're gonna feel bored and all that. Like I know I felt bored in the past, and I know Ben has felt bored in the past. We've been together 4 years. It happens, but you just gotta.
4 years?
Oh, I know Ollie
That's
Murs.
crazy.
I know Ollie Murs.
I know
I
Ollie
was like,
Murs, but
oh,
not the song.
yeah.
Ollie
Not
Murs
the
rap
song.
dog. That
Yeah.
was like
I was like, wait, Ollie
fucking
Murs. I was
song.
like, oh yeah.
What about you, Sid?
With me, if we're going the stereotypical route of what you said, like the men, you know, because that's who we are, right? We're three boys, we're three lads, so that's the most amount of detail that we can give from. That's because that's what we experience. I feel like there is a sense of guys that do less eventually falling onto the relationship. I can't lie to you, I was one of those guys. It's just a sense of security. You feel relaxed when you're with that someone for a long period of time. You feel like you can just be free. You can just be they're an extension of yourself, right? If I'm just in my bed laying, like, you know, just scrolling through TikTok, right? I'm not trying to prove anything to anyone. If I'm with my significant other that I'm comfortable with and stuff like that, I'm just in bed scrolling through TikTok again, am I gonna go through the extra effort of trying to do something where it's making it memorable? Like, probably not. Most of my time, most of my downtime, I'm probably gonna like just sit there and then just scroll through TikTok like as if it was a normal day because I see them as an extension of myself.
Mm.
That's why I feel like boys can get a little bit boring and try less. There's no chase anymore. I mean, because if you also have like this, I don't know if this might sound bad, but you have to kind of look at it like this: a single lady or a woman or a girl or whoever you're interested in, right? They have multiple suitors. A single girl could get hit on by 10 guys. If you're dating that girl, you know she's only interested in you. You know there's no competition to say such with the other 9 people because you know that she's gonna reject them because she's with you, right? So there's a sense of security where you don't need to chase anymore. It's more of a sense of security where you kind of understand that you're content with each other. You've done enough to show yourself to the point where the other person is attracted with you. The other person is willing to spend time with you because, like I said, it's an extension of yourself. That's why I feel like people can get a little bit boring. I do understand where women do come from though. I do understand, like, I mean, what I'll say is one thing I forgot to do was I just forgot to go on dates. I can't lie to you, I was terrible. I never went on dates, but we used to go out to eat like all the time, but I never made it a date because a date means something
Yeah,
different, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of
Like,
course.
I've
just
been out
because
with
you're going out
females,
to
yeah,
eat, yeah.
as friends, but not on a date. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's I with my ex I used to go out to eat with her at least twice, if not 3 times a week. That's a lot of money.
That
That's
is
a
a
lot
lot of
of
money.
that's a lot of times we went out to eat or if we take out or like we just spend time together and stuff like that. And I was content with that. I was like, okay, yeah, I spent time with her. I'm happy, regardless of what time I spent with her. I spent time with her, right?
Hmm.
Mhm.
But for her, what she had been holding in was she was like, we never go on dates. We never get dressed up and go on dates. And I was like, first of all, every day I'm dressing up really nicely because you know I just dress really nicely, right?
Hmm.
Like I dress very smart. I can't lie to you. I dress very smart so from
Hmm.
time to time. So it's like I just wear what I wear to dates, but like just in normal day to day life. But
Hmm.
then I wouldn't make the extra effort of making a date. That's essentially one of the problems, and that's when she thought that I was kind of like losing attraction and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But then there was other things that I do where w- Hash would remember this. I think it's not the year that just went, but the year before that, right?
Hmm.
We had like a massive heat wave, and
Yeah.
for about 2 weeks, it was like 36 to 37 degrees
That's
Celsius,
really hot
right?
in the
Damn.
UK. You have to
That's
put emphasis
yeah,
That's
that's
on
really
that.
really
hot in
hot.
the
We're
UK,
not
yeah.
used to that.
It's
Same
also
in
because our
Canada, same.
houses are built to keep heat inside.
Yeah.
So because it gets so cold, right? That it's built to keep the heat inside. So
Yeah.
that 36 feels like a 50. I'm not gonna lie to you. That 36 feels like a 50. It's cooler to go outside than it is to stay inside, right? And I remember one time, my ex said, "Oh, like sorry, I can't FaceTime you today," because we used to FaceTime like every day, right? She's like, "I can't FaceTime you today. I really want to go to sleep, but I'm so uncomfortable because it's so hot." I literally instantly went on Amazon, next day delivery, bought her like this massive fan, just so she could be comfortable, she could be cool, and stuff like that, right? Just
Aw.
so we could FaceTime the next day, right?
That's sweet, man.
It's cute.
That was a part of myself that I used to do before that I still kept going, but she didn't. She wasn't able to recognize that. She didn't realize that, right? I actually tell you a story. Okay, my ex was really good friends with Hash before I was with her, right? And then I'm really good friends with Hash as well. But I used to remember when I think it was like a month or two into like when we were talking, she lost one of her rings that her friends, like her secondary school friends, gave her, right, for her birthday. She lost the Pandora ring, and she was telling me, and she was like really worried about it. She was like, "Oh
Oh
my
shit.
God, I
Okay.
can't believe I lost the ring."
Yeah,
Like,
Pandora's
blah blah this and that.
expensive. I don't
Yeah,
blame her.
all that stuff, right? And then I was like, "Oh, what are you gonna do?" And then she, as a joke, she said, "Oh, you know what? I'll just get Hash to buy me a new one." Because she was really close with, no, she was really close with you, right? And then she was
Oh.
just like, "Oh, I just get Hash to buy me a new one. He's always saying he's got money and whatever, whatever, and like, if he's really my friend, he'll buy it," as a joke.
Yeah.
I was like, "No," I was like, "No, don't ask Hash to buy a new one." And then the next time we met up, I actually gave her a ring from Pandora, and that's a sense of me. That's a very big part of me. I'm a gifter. That's a very big part of me that I kept throughout the whole relationship, which is
That's your love
something that
language.
I agree with Hash, where they look at it in different values. We value something different each. I didn't value dates. I didn't care as long as I was spending time with you.
I
I
agree.
mean,
I've never got
if you
the
needed
point of
anything,
like
yeah.
I've never got the point of a date is better if you go to a more like cool fancier place and you have to dress up in suit and tie or whatever. I don't fucking know.
Mm.
I'm happy. Swear to God. Order takeaway. Get your backside on the sofas and watch a movie. I
Just watch a
am
movie.
over the
That's
So
moon.
what
down
I'm
with that too,
saying.
bro.
I'm
Like I'm
over
down
the
with that
moon.
too.
I'm over the fucking moon. I'm like, this is the most relaxed shit ever.
Actually.
Swear to
We
God.
used to we used to just chill and watch Naruto. Like genuinely, I forced her to watch Naruto, and like she finished the whole Naruto series.
Hey, let's
Yeah,
go.
cause like that's just like I'd much prefer that than go to like an expensive restaurant and just act prestige. Like first of all, we're not even at that level yet,
Let's
to
do
be
this.
I know,
honest.
right?
Yeah.
To do
Yeah,
that every
because
day,
that shit's
fuck that.
expensive.
It
Exactly.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Blowfish?
Me? Yeah, like I agree with you guys. Like I'm very content of just like kind of chilling, just having some food, and just like watching a movie together, playing some video games together, even laughing together. I value those things kind of more, right? Again, like going on
But
expensive dates
okay,
like that, it's money, right?
but
It's
do you
definitely money.
think going on dates and stuff like that occasionally is need well, not even occasionally, like let's put a time frame on it, right?
Sure.
I know Hash does it like once a week, right?
What
Is
do I
it
do
true,
once a
Hash?
week? What do I do once a week?
Like go out on like a date and like kind of like talk about everything. I remember you telling me about this before. So
Yeah.
you go on a typical date once a week, right, Hash?
Yeah, we'll do some. So minimum once a week. We'll but go somewhere. And I'm not saying it has to be some sort of like it could be McDonald's. Go
Yeah.
somewhere, sit down, and just talk. I like talking though. I'm a big supporter of let's talk for hours on end and it's fun as
Sure.
fuck.
Yeah.
But random shit, I'm having time of my life.
Also, do
Okay.
I agree with that? Yeah, like yeah, I would be down with that too. Like as Hash said, like we could go out to eat. It doesn't have to be like a fucking 5-star restaurant every time though, right? I would be down, but just like, just chilling with my partner, talking with them, eating, and then afterwards, like, maybe go on a nice walk somewhere and talk more and then take them home after, right? Like, I'm very, very cool with that, right? I 100% agree with you guys what I'm trying to say. Because, going going to a fucking fancy restaurant every week, that's money. That's so much money.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do feel like it is needed. To be
Mhm,
honest, I do feel like it's very important to like go on that occasional dates and stuff. Okay,
mhm.
next thing. This is gonna be a big one. Okay, this is gonna be a big one, and I know Hash has a lot of things to say about this one. But how important is relationship support? And what we mean by that is just supporting each other. For me, Hash and Blowfish, we're kind of in a sense where we're trying to make something from Twitch, which is very um
Conventional, yeah, unconventional.
unconventional. Thank you very much. It's very unconventional, and only people who are in this kind of sphere, in this kind of area, would understand that the troubles by it and stuff like that. Say, if you were with someone who's very corporate and you're trying to go for something such so unconventional, you're not going to be able to like connect with them as much. Do you think that is important, or do you think you can just kind of hack it as well without getting that support from someone else? I feel like I want to let Hash go last, just because I know Hash has a lot to say about this, and he's got a very strong opinion. So if Blowfish, you could start it off,
Yeah.
then that'd be great.
Honestly speaking, so yeah, relationship support, I think it's pretty important, but it also, as you said before, like, because we're trying to do something just that's outside of like societal normal means, right? Um, I feel like if you're gonna do what we're doing right now, yes, get the support, because honestly speaking, this is not an easy thing we're trying to do. My whole thing is just like take every W you can get, no matter how small. Oh, you got a level 5 hype train, but like there's 10 people in chat. I think that's a fucking successful stream, right?
Mhm.
Or like say you don't make any money, but there's like 30 people in chat. That's a fucking W as well, right? Like take every little W you can get, and obviously I think surround yourself with people who are like-minded, in a sense that like yeah they might not be doing Twitch. Maybe get to know people who are musicians, because they would understand the struggle that you have to go through. Just
Yeah.
you could definitely make friends with content creators, voice actors, actors. Like they would 100% know the struggle, right? So I feel like if you're gonna go for support, um, surround yourself with those kind of people. If you're gonna get into a relationship with someone, I feel like ambition wise, you guys have to be similar, right? Because
Hmm.
that way, say if your partner who is also doing, I don't know, Twitch or something else, something shit happens to them in their career, you'd probably understand them a lot better than someone who's
Hmm.
corporate, right? And vice versa. I think it's easier to communicate. Not only that, but like um, I guess your workflows also have to be similar too. And then there's also just, I feel like people with similar ambitions, there's more to talk about. I don't know if that's just me. And, talking is also a form of support. So, yeah, I think it's fairly important, this kind of like pursuit. What about you, Hash?
I'm gonna throw it back to Sid first. I want to hear
Okay.
Sid
Okay.
first.
Uh, I'm actually gonna kind of disagree. I
Oh.
Okay.
I don't feel the importance in it. I don't think that you actually need to be in the same kind of like sphere to be in a like healthy relationship, or to make it work, right? I I I I technically don't think you need to be. And the like I'm not trying to say it's not gonna make it easier. 100% it's gonna make it easier. Let's say if you're both trying to do Twitch, or if you're both trying to get a singing career, or if you're both trying to get trying to become an artist or whatever, right? I think it would make it a ton easier. But I don't think it's as important as like relationship ending, like career hindering, as it seems. I feel like it's one of those things where you kind of have to sacrifice yourself in yourself, right? I mean, like one thing I'll let you know is uh this this doesn't relate to. I mean, it kind of relates to the relationship. It's a relationship I have with my friends, which is a little bit different, but I kind of look for it like it's a similar quality. I look for like in a significant other as well, right? But say with streaming, like I remember my friends used to come on my stream before, and then like they were like, okay, I used to tell them, if I get one person to watch my stream, if I get one viewer, like the second viewer is gonna come in a little bit easier. If I get the second one, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, they're gonna come in a little bit easier, right? Because that's how it
Mhm.
works. Streaming is a snowball effect. Like you kind of need someone to bounce your energy off of. So my friends used to come on stream all the time, and they used to help me, right? They didn't really care about that. They're all trying to become civil engineers. They're trying to become biomed people. They're trying to get their degree. but they'd sacrifice in order to help me, even though they weren't trying to go in the same circle as me. They weren't trying to go the same movement as me as I was with the streaming in general. I mean, we did have a interferences and stuff like that where they'd sometimes not want to do it. They'd sometimes want to go go out and stuff like that, and I'd be like, oh, I can't, I'm streaming. But then at the same time they'd understand. I feel like that's a lot more important than relationship support, like as a sense of needing to be in the same type of circle. I feel like I'm a very creative person, but I can understand someone who's not as creative and someone who wants to go kind of like down the serious path, as a sense, take less risks. I can understand that.
I think, I think, I don't know. I think it's necessary to have relationship support, but I think you need to be in the same wavelength. But let me explain what I mean by that. I don't agree in the sense that you guys have to be into the same shit. For example, okay, Bunam wants to be a musician and does law. I have no interest in law, and I have no interest in music. I want to be something completely different, right? My friend wants to become an architect, similar to Sid's friend who wants to become a civil engineer. But there is a level of ambition between all of us. Sid's friend, myself, Sid, Blowfish, Bunam, and my other friend all have ambition in a similar respect, in terms of we all know we're not going to get there easily. Irrespective of what we want, it's not easy to get there. There is a acceptance that we have to work hard towards it, and there is a respect. I know that you can't become a top lawyer with your eyes closed. You got to work like a motherfucker, especially if it's corporate law. You got to work real hard and get to the top. Similar with architecture, similar with streaming, similar with voice acting, like Blowfish wants to do. I know that. So the reason why I will show support to you guys, because I can respect what you're doing, and I know that it ain't easy, irrespective of me not understanding what voice acting is or what music career is, all that shit.
Fair enough.
However,
Agreed.
if you're not in the same mindset or wavelength, Sid said earlier that I have always been really good friends with Sid's ex, right? I was actually friends with her before I became friends with Sid, right? Both are great people, seriously great people. Their mindsets were not aligned. Now, what I mean by that is not one had the right mindset or the other had a wrong mindset. But what Sid wants, the other person didn't want. Nor did they fully understand it, because they don't want something similar to it right now. Their goals today are different to Sid's today. They're not in the same mindset. It's hard in a relationship for the other significant other to constantly accept. Like, for example, I stream 6 days a week, yeah. Cool. You can be like, yeah, Hash, you work hard, all that shit. Fuck all that for now, right? That's irrelevant. But what isn't being shown is that every day, if I'm doing something with my friends, how common is it to go out until 10 p.m., 11 p.m., right? You're going to eat a meal, you go at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I have to say no to 6 of those every week, right? Same happens when Bunam asks me for anything. I can't at this time. But that level of understanding which comes from Bunam, she only gets it because she wants something similar. And she knows that it's hard work. Bunam, when she puts in 5-6 hours every day listening, recording music, I don't even get a text. But I've never... In actual fact, though, weirdly, in the beginning, I used to be like, oh, for fuck's sake, you don't talk to me enough and all that shit. But in the last,
Now you understand it.
Yeah. Now I'm like, I get it. Because I wasn't on the
Right.
same mindset. Bunam was into music before
Right.
I was into Twitch. I've always
then-
been...
Would you say you kind of got into Twitch because of the mindset that Punam was in?
I would
kind of-
say
you kinda
Bunam had
understand it a
a
little bit?
big influence on me, yes. I've always been ambitious. I've done it in quotations because everyone's ambitious. But there's
Yeah.
certain things I wanted. I've always liked the concept of being famous and all that shit. And entertaining. I've loved it. Whenever I've seen people do prank videos, and even yesterday we were watching some dude called Gideon. Fucking amazing YouTuber.
You're welcome.
Seriously, no, but seriously, 10 out of 10.
I
One
love
of the
that guy.
funniest
I love that guy.
YouTubers.
He's so funny.
But like, all I was thinking the whole time is, oh, I wish I was like that. Oh, I'd love to be like him. He's so cool. He's so cool.
Yeah.
Growing up, I've thought about that, about every YouTuber I've ever seen, every celebrity I've ever seen. I was like, oh, they're so sick. Like,
Yeah,
oh, I'd love to be them. So that's something I've always wanted. But put me on you got to work towards it, and there isn't a set path to achieving it.
Okay. That kind of coincides with what I said though earlier.
Yeah.
Where I feel like it coincides where you wanted it. I mean, everyone wants it. Who doesn't want to be famous? Who doesn't want to have like a different job that other people can look at and just be like, oh my god, that's so cool. Like
I was gonna say, Sid, a lot of people want to be famous.
Yeah.
But what holds them back is just they're scared to try.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
That was my case, at least.
I remember when I first started streaming. I started streaming like crazy. I didn't even have 100 followers. I had 2 people watching me, and my friends. I'll even say the names, Prem and Paratos. Both of them messaged me going, "Yo, Sid, I don't understand. Like, I don't think you understand how much influence you've had on me." Paratos started streaming and he started doing Dark Souls content and stuff like that, which is also why I started doing Dark Souls, because I was like, oh shit, like we could, like sometimes maybe even play it together. Prem loves singing, but he never wanted to put it forward, right? He never wanted to give it out because he thought, oh, he's gonna get judged and stuff like that. I mean, I thought I was gonna get judged when I first started streaming. I used to be scared to put it on my Instagram story to let people know that I streamed. Right?
Yeah, I judge you.
But now I just don't care. Right, and it's just stuff like that. It's like what you inspire, but that's what I'm saying. In a relationship, it's they don't have to be on the same fear, but you can kind of understand it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you kind of started understanding it without actually being into Twitch, but by getting into Twitch and stuff like that, you kind of understand it a little bit more. Like it influenced you. You weren't in the same state, but Punam being in that state kind of influenced you to get into your own state, no?
Yes, but I also believe. So okay, me and Banam weren't in the same wavelength. Banam was first into music before I was. However, I feel like us not being in the same wavelength can go 2 ways. I was inspired and went, I want to do this. You've given me the catalyst to start doing what I've always wanted to do. Like, you know how Prem told Sid, you've made me feel more confident, I want to sing. Or Paratos said, you made me feel more confident, I'm going to stream Dark Souls. It was similar to myself. You've done this, I'm going to start. I don't know if everyone knows, but I first did YouTube on League of Legends. I'm shit at League. I don't know anything. I still did it, but for me, it wasn't about League. It wasn't about anything. It was about I did something. Yeah. You know what I mean? Which led to me understanding that that's not what I want. I want to do this because it's hard to be funny on YouTube. Straight up, I don't know how people do it.
So hard,
especially when it's talking to a camera. It's different in front of people, but talking just to a camera, like staring at it, I find that shit impossible. Seriously, maybe it's a talent to learn, but I don't have it. So
probably because you see your reflection in it.
I mean, his reflection is like right here, but
yeah, true. But if you are not on the same wavelength and that person doesn't get it, I feel it can be a big negative on the person who is trying to make something on themselves too. I've seen that. I'm not saying it's for everyone, obviously, but I've seen examples of dudes and girls who are working towards something, but their other half is not manipulative, but influential on the other half, that it's prevented them to continue. They stop. That could partially be because of their significant other, partially themselves, but it's had an influence. You know what I mean? That's why I believe relationship support is crazy important, and you have to be on the same wavelength. What you're trying to do, Blowfish, like the hours, the 4 days a week you're doing something, 3 on stream, 1 podcast, and then the others you're training towards fucking voice acting and stuff like that, and you're only going to be dedicating more hours towards it over time because you're seeing more results. If you now get in a relationship, they are going to have to understand that, and that shit is tough. For you to now find someone to understand what you're doing, it's going to be hard. It's going to be fucking hard.
I was going to say, to you guys, I wanted to ask, I just thought of this like quick question. Do you guys, so because, of what we're doing, and, we're all 3 of us are seeing success in different ways due to it, Do you agree with the fact that, so say if you're with someone who wasn't on the same wavelength as you guys, but they understand, right? They understand why, and then they see the success that you guys are getting, right? Do you agree with the fact that, you know, that can also be detrimental in the sense that, like, that person might not feel secure and they think you're too good for them, so they leave? Do you guys agree with that?
Yes, I do. I've seen, right? I've seen there's this couple, one of these, I won't say their names, but one of them streamed, and the other half does something else, but the streamer became very jealous of other people's results. This person has more followers, more viewers, all that crap. But like, there's no set path. You know what I mean? You can literally go from X in X amount of time. No one knows. And yeah, I think it can be. And I think if it ever does, it's because that person's insecure. The one who feels like they're too good, they are insecure. They don't know their own worth. Hence, they are letting that get to them. If my other half was with 1 million YouTube subscribers, I would never think, oh my God, I'm shit. I would think, fuck, I'm going to get there. You can help me get there. You know what I mean? You're going to help me get there today. Hold my hand and lift me up. That sort of
You know,
vibe.
it's funny, Hash. Like, because you mentioned that, I'm like, if I was with someone who had way more subs than I do or makes way more money off of doing this than I do, I'd be like, damn, I'm hitting that. All right, I got to keep up with that. You know what I mean? I'm like, I got to work harder. You know what I mean?
I'm going to double your efforts, but give me a shout out, you know, help a brother out. That's literally how I would take it.
That's me, yeah. It's like, you don't have to give me shout outs, but damn, I can't believe I'm hitting that. That's literally how I would feel.
Yeah.
What about you, Sid?
No, I understand. Like, I don't think I'd get jealous over it. Like, I don't think I'd get jealous over that. It's kind of like, dude, you're just making your life easier, no?
Cristiano.
Like, I swear to God, you're just making your life easier. Because one of the biggest, hardest things. Okay, pause. But one of the hardest things about streaming when we first started streaming was we didn't have viewers.
We really
and
did.
getting that first viewer is so difficult.
It's so hard, bro.
Took me over a month.
Dude, it was. I remember we used to play Among Us, and I used to look at the chat as if something was about to pop up.
Yeah.
Like, I was just miraculously hoping something would pop up, and something would pop up, right? I'm like, oh my God, I have my first viewer. No, it's just one of my friends that's playing Among Us saying, why the fuck did he kill me? It literally just be that.
Yeah.
Like,
but if you have, like, say even like if you have someone with 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, surely one of them would come to your stream just to check you out.
Probably.
Surely one of them would come to your stream.
Surely
right?
at least one of them, yeah.
At least one of them.
Funny enough that you mentioned that, Sid, because you know, like, I'm on Twitter fairly often, and I got a random Twitter follower follow me on Twitch because they're a streamer too. I'm just like, wait, who the hell are these persons? Like, oh, they liked my tweet like a while ago. I don't know who you are, but thank you for the follow. You know, and I decided to follow them back just because out of niceties, right? I'm like, wow, this is actually the first time this has actually happened to me. So it's interesting to see that happen, right?
No, 100% agree. Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, you all know who the fuck he is.
Oh, I don't watch soccer and I know who he is.
Yeah. His current girlfriend is someone he just met at a restaurant. She was a waiter at a restaurant.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Waiter at a restaurant. Compared to him, she's a nobody. Actually, no, she is a nobody. Nobody knows who the fuck she is. Everyone knows Cristiano Ronaldo. She's obviously huge. She's model and everything now. But point is, she's with Ronaldo, bro. I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, she hasn't worked
Ronaldo,
as hard as he's worked,
that,
but
bro.
she's with Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't give a fuck. You know, she's clearly one life. She's got the guy who worked his ass off. He chose her. You know what I mean? Like, he's happy to be with her, and she's happy to be with him, and that's a huge W. And now she's a model. She has he has the most Instagram followers. It's just over 200 million. So literally him saying I'm with her gave her instant like 10 million followage, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's what I want. If Vanam had 1 million subs, I want 100,000 instant. I want 100,000.
Yeah.
True.
I don't even think that's unreasonable. It just makes sense, no?
That's why we're together.
It just makes sense, no?
Okay. That's why.
Okay, guys. That's gonna end it for the topics today. But the last thing we're gonna go into is, am I the arsehole?
Wait,
Typical.
before we do that, Sid, am I the asshole for doing this?
Yeah.
No.
What do you mean? No.
Good.
What do you mean? Put a picture of my ex behind you. I'm gonna get you back, Lish. I swear to God, I'm gonna take my time, but I'm gonna get you back.
I can't wait for you to get me back. I'll be like, oh well, you know, I paid for this. Let's leave me. It'll be funny, I'd say.
Okay, so the first, am I the arsehole, right?
All right.
Am I the arsehole for telling my sister I'd rather die virgin than have kids like hers?
Shh. Wait, okay. I get what you mean. So basically, hold on. Before you get into it, so basically, I'd rather die virgin than rather have kids like her own kids or like kids like her.
Kids. Like,
Oh, okay.
Kids
Gotcha.
like hers.
So basically,
Her
nieces
own
and
kids.
nephews. Got it. Nieces and
Okay.
nephews. Okay.
My female sister. My F16. That means female sister, right? The 16 years old.
Yeah.
Okay.
15,
My
yeah,
female sister. My sister, 16-year-old female, and 31-year-old female has 2 kids, ages 4 and 6. She had them after several miscarriages. They're living with us,
Oh, damn.
me and my parents. Now, let me say that they are brats, literally.
4
And my
and
sister and her
6.
husband are doctor who's stuck in student debt still. I don't know why that was needed. Not gonna lie, spoiled and rotten. I'm annoyed that they're with us and they can't do anything about it, so I just bear and grin. But it all came to head yesterday. The youngest was complaining about wanting to watch TV while I was watching my show. My sister asked this guy. I don't think English is first language, by the way, so you're just gonna have to allow it. My
Rude,
sister
but keep
asked.
going.
Oh,
I think I did
okay.
it wrong.
I was gonna be
I
like, is
think
English your first language?
I think what she meant was me, female 16,
I was gonna say,
and
cause
my sister, female 31. Yeah.
Yeah, 4 and
Okay.
6. I wasn't. She had a kid at 10, and
That's what I'm
miscarriages.
saying.
I was
That
like, what the
makes
fuck are
sense.
you
I was like,
reading?
what?
That's what I was saying. I was like, it did make sense, but
So,
now with all
okay.
the typos and everything, I think I understand now, right? My sister asked me to let her kids watch TV. I said no and told her to go away. She insisted, and I still declined. And she called me selfish, but I called her an enabler. Okay, is this person English or not, man? Enabler. But she replied saying she wasn't, and that her kids come first, and that I'll understand when I have my own one day. I just told her, I'd rather die virgin than have kids like yours. She was shocked. She got mom involved and an argument ensued. Mom told me to apologize immediately, but I refused. Then my sister proceeded to cry, calling me horrid for saying this in front of her kids, and rushed upstairs and took the kids. Mom said I was rude and selfish since I spent hours watching TV already and should have just let the kids have instead of acting rude. Not to mention the thing I told my sister who had her kids after she and her husband had gone through a lot. Am I the arsehole?
Ooh.
No,
that's a
not
tough
at all. What? Okay.
You don't think so?
First of all, wait. The little girl, the young one, is she the arsehole? Is that who you're asking?
Yeah.
She is not the arsehole. I think I'm gonna explain why. She's a little brat because she said no to a little kid watching TV. Like, I wouldn't do that
Two
to
little
a 4-year-old.
kids.
A 4 and a 6-year-old, I would listen, right? But like the 31-year-old, like, stop being so sensitive. If my 31-year-old sibling got my mum involved because I said one fuck off. I talk so much shit to my siblings. I body shame them. Everything. I'm an asshole. I am the mean brother. You know what I mean? So if
Oh,
they,
back smasher.
yeah, I am the mean brother. But it's all, yeah, okay. I'm being humorous most of the time, but I've said mean shit. They've said mean shit. If I got my mum involved in every mean, and that's not even that deep. Like, obviously, it's not serious.
Yeah, it's not that.
Like,
serious
come,
at the end of the
obviously, it's
day.
not serious. Yeah, I'm a divergent because you are. Fuck off. You're 16. What do you? It's obviously not true. You know what I mean? Like that. It's just. And then she gets a mum in. But grow up, man. You're 31. You're an adult.
Yeah.
But
Solve your own problems, bro.
But is she not the arsehole
Fuck
for
that.
saying that in the first place?
No, I think she's not that deep. Like, yeah,
Honestly speaking, I kind of agree with Ash here.
not that deep. Clearly, she's not. Like, I've got mean siblings. They've said worse shit to me than.
Oh, yeah.
Virgin, fuck off. Like that 31-year-old. Like, grow up, man. Like,
I
seriously,
kind of
are
agree
you?
with Ash here. I'm
How
not
are
gonna lie.
you a parent for 6 years, and you do that?
No, but then okay, one thing that I really have a problem with is saying that she says her sister's husband, who's a doctor who's still stuck in student debt. What does
Jesus
that matter?
Christ. Yeah, why does that matter?
What does
It's
it
like
matter?
this is
The
about
guy's
you
a
and your
doctor.
sister.
The guy's a
Yeah,
doctor.
right? Right? Doctors make
You're
so much
16
fucking
years
money.
old and a virgin. Shut the fuck up.
Right?
Like,
21 a virgin
like
too.
what? Uh huh.
I'm 21 a virgin too.
No,
I love how you said that so quietly.
no, I'm not talking about. No, I'm just
Yeah,
pointing
no,
out
I know,
facts.
I know. But
I'm
yeah, I don't
pointing
know
out
why that
facts.
matters. Like, he's a doctor, motherfucker. He's like,
Yeah.
he's saving
I
lives.
mean,
You know what
Debbie's
I mean?
probably still in student debt.
Debbie's not a doctor. Debbie's a GP. There's a big difference.
Okay.
Like, doctors aren't GPs. GPs, anyone can
Yeah,
be a
okay,
general
okay.
practitioner. But yeah,
Yeah. And Debbie's probably in debt for giving Hash so many gifted subs.
everyone's in
Okay.
student debt, man. Like, I'm gonna be in student debt until I'm dead. You know what I mean? It's okay. It's there.
It's
That's
just there. It's just, yeah.
You know, just paying it with the Twitch paychecks here and there. You
Yeah.
know.
I mean, she's me with the kids though. Like, I mean,
what did she say to the
You're a
kids?
bit of an arsehole. She said no. You're not allowed to watch TV.
Yeah, that bitch is a dickhead. Like, it's a 4 and 6-year-old, you piece
Yeah.
of shit. But like I said,
yeah.
little annoying
And she's
teenager.
been watching TV for a while as well.
Yeah, she's just a little shit. Like, I swear to God, fuck you.
And another thing is she essentially said to her sister, "Your kids are spoiled as hell, and you don't know how to raise your kids, and I'd rather not have kids." Saying that to someone who's went through several miscarriages, saying, "I wish," she basically said, "I wish your kids were never born." No. Saying that to someone with several
You know what?
miscarriages.
That's a fair point.
I wouldn't take it like that though. I swear. Like, if someone said that
Yeah,
to me, I'd be
I
like,
mean-
grow up, man. I'd be like, yeah, whatever. It's just a roast. Maybe I'm being insensitive.
I don't
right?
think it's. I don't think it's a roast. Dude.
Maybe I'm being
I don't think it's-
insensitive.
You know what? I think Sid makes a good point. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't.
Yeah,
think
but
of
like,
that.
I
Like,
don't
some of
think
me, I'm like,
I
didn't
don't think
of
the
that.
sister meant
If
that.
the
Do you know what I
miscarriages
mean?
weren't a part of it, I feel like it'd just be whatever.
Yeah,
the
but
fact
like,
that they went through several miscarriages, finally got these 2 children, and you go, your children are so spoiled. I mean, it's there's a reason they're spoiled because they came through so much hardship and stuff. No,
yeah, but like, it's your sister, innit? I wouldn't be that serious. But like, for example, I don't know. Like, if I was said, I feel like I would say that to someone, like one of my siblings, but with good, like,
Probably
not to
would.
be an asshole. Like, it just come out. You know what I mean? I Blowfish said Backsmasher would say that. Probably would.
Backsmasher would say worse.
Yeah, like
my
probably
opinion.
would, but like there's no, it's
Way
your
worse.
sibling, you know what I mean? Don't be so sensitive. Don't at 31 get your mum involved because your 16-year-old sibling said something to you. I just find that weird.
I don't know. I don't know.
As a
I
joke,
mean,
Backsmasher would get our mom involved, but other than
My
that,
Yeah,
my mum and her sisters and stuff like that, they still get my grandmother involved, but it's like for like just
Fair
petty
enough.
stuff. So
Fair
I
enough.
don't know. I'm gonna have to disagree with you a little bit here. It's more so. My aunt is a bit more free with like money, where she doesn't like she's cares less about saving, right, than the others. But then to be honest, she is well off, so it kind of makes sense why she's like that. But she cares a little bit less about saving, so she just spends money to spend money, just to have fun, right?
I think it's
they-
because Sid is an only child, so that's why he doesn't get.
you
where
can't
he
even.
and Ash
So you
come
know what,
from.
Sid? You have
That's
no
probably
credit
why.
to understand this
That's
question.
probably why. That's
You have
probably why.
no credit, or
I just
any-
realized, like, why doesn't he get? Oh, he's an only child. No
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
wonder.
He doesn't know what
That's
siblings
the
are.
only-
This motherfucker doesn't know what brother and sister is.
That's
Listen,
crazy.
this dude.
It's a
That's
struggle.
Brothers
My
and
cousin-
sisters.
Struggle.
My cousin pushed me down the stairs when I was
Jesus
5 years old, and
Christ.
he told me I was gonna get a bump on my head like Tom and Jerry if he didn't punch the dent in my head, and
Do
he
you hate
punched
your
me for
cousin?
about 5 minutes.
Do you hate your cousin?
I don't.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh no.
Exactly.
Okay,
Thank
okay,
you.
okay, I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you
No,
very
no,
much.
I-
Thank you
okay,
very
got you
fucking much. Thank you very fucking much.
There's
That's
no
what-
way you hate your siblings though. There's no
Ain't
way
that
you
deep.
hate them.
Your cousin did that. If your cousin came out to you and said, blah 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 blah, and if you cried, you would never, and I know you, so I can sense it. Go, get his mum involved and your mum involved. Like you'd be like, alright, whatever, man. Say something mean back. Move on. Ain't that deep? Clearly, the sister.
Yeah, you're right.
being a
You're
dickhead.
right. You're right.
Exactly. So
You know what? For the first time, Hash might have made
You
a
know,
valid point.
That's what I was gonna
It
say. I
only
was like,
took-
Hash.
It only
Hash and I
took
get where we're
19
coming
episodes. It only took 19 episodes, and he's finally made a valid point.
I'm a fucking genius.
Oh my god!
I'm a
It just made me
fucking
laugh. I was like,
genius.
wait, Sid's an only child. That's why I get where Hash is coming from too, right? I'm like,
Yeah,
that's why
you
I
were
agree
like
with Hash
Backsmasher.
there.
I was like, I get you. I'm Backsmasher.
I
I'm
was
an
like, I get
asshole.
you. I was
Yeah.
like, I get you.
Makes
I
sense.
get you. Yeah.
But the one who doesn't even know. So Sid, basically, siblings is something like your parents, like when they give birth to extra children, you become siblings. That's what a sibling
Yeah.
is.
Hash, hairline
that's
is
what it is.
basically where your hair, in your head, the forehead, they separate
Oh, no.
because the hair kind of like stands there. You probably
Oh,
wouldn't know.
fuck.
'Cause,
That's funny. That's funny. I'm not gonna lie. That's funny.
yeah, your
That's
hairline's been
funny.
seen all the way back to Pakistan.
Okay.
Shit. See, like siblings is like you two right there. See what I mean? They're
Yeah,
like that,
man.
like
Since
that.
I had a mean comment, I'd cry about
I'm gonna cry.
Let's
I'm
go tell
putting the
Dad. Let's go
podcast
tell
after that.
Blowfish. Bring him in into this.
it.
Guys, to be honest, I'd be like, eh.
Hey, apologize to your brother right now.
It's just like
that's my Filipino
up.
accent. Apologize to your brother right now.
We said apologize to your brother, to your kuya, hmm? And then like
Oh,
smack
yeah,
you across
kuya,
the head.
kuya, yeah.
To your
Oh,
kuya.
your kuya, I'm sorry.
That's how my parents did me, bro. Or like and back smasher too. Anyway.
Okay. For this episode, we're only gonna do one Am I the Arsehole because it's
Yeah,
been
that's
running
cool,
for
that's
an
cool.
hour and a half.
Hey man, that's good shit.
So yeah, thank you to anyone that came onto the podcast today. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. Thank you guys for spending time with us as well. I mean, like just Blowfish and Hash. Thank you for
course,
spending
yeah.
time with me, just talking about stuff, doing the podcast. I hope you guys had fun watching. If you guys want to sign off, we can sign off.
Blowfish?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for coming through today, for all those who chilled, for all those who asked questions as well, and just listening to us three just talk about shit. Like whether and not, make a meme out of it. Like deeply appreciate that because we aim to just sort of be a bit more serious for like the podcast kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, still keep it light, not take it super seriously. So yeah, thanks guys. Hash.
Yeah, for myself, I'm just gonna say when I'm live next. We'll be live. Not tomorrow is my day off, but Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Blowfish will be I know in advance. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Seven Thugs mystery. You'll find out on the day when Seven Thugs is live. So
Yeah.
that's the
Actually,
lifestyle.
I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow, but then I think on
Hey.
Tuesday and Wednesday I'll be off, and then Thursday and Friday I'll be back on
There you
for
go.
this week, anyways.
There you go. Thank you so much for watching us, everyone. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you soon.
Bye guys.
Okay, bye.